Guys, what's up? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Top reasons to move to Calgary in 2025. I made a video about this topic years back when I was still brand new to the city, when I came here from Ontario. And that was an older version of the video, guys, because the city has evolved, the life has changed, and the reasons have also changed. The city has transitioned so many times into something different, from being, one of the less known cities in Canada to becoming more known now. One of the reasons I would attribute it to myself, because I was one of the first people who made those videos about moving to Calgary, and then also other people started copying that topic and also making that video. And now I feel like there is too many videos that is actually contradicting each other and confusing people even more. And I want to guys make an evolution video, because I've been here for so long. Things have changed. It's not the same city that I came to here years back. It has become more expensive. It has become more unaffordable than ever before, and the reasons have changed. But still, there is something special about Calgary that nobody is talking about. Well, guys, it's like minus 25 today, so you probably know that. I'm not going to be talking about negative aspects. It's colder than, let's say, you find in Vancouver or Toronto. So yes, the temperatures get colder, and in many cases, I would say don't move here, because so many people have already moved here. It actually made the city more expensive. Now, I want to cover what actually has changed in a positive aspect. Guys, since I came here for immigration. My first reason was to move here because of Alberta Immigration Nominee Program, which was excellent at that time, to get my permanent residency to stay in Canada after I graduated as an international student. That's why I came here. Then I started making videos, guys, covering this beautiful city, and I was even hired by City of Calgary in many occasions to cover it for them as well. So I'm really familiar with the city, but my life has evolved. Now I have two kids, and now I look at the city from a different perspective. I looked at the city from a selfish perspective on terms of the jobs and standard of living. Now, let's talk a little bit about the city just like a life for a family, because some of you guys, you might not know that yet. You will have a family in the future, even if you think you don't. And some of you already do have families, and you're doing research on that city. You're thinking, well, what is there to do in Calgary? All this snow, all this, what is this? What is there even for my kids here, guys? Now, the most interesting part is that I'm loving the city more and more now. One of the reasons is for my family. There's so many schools here. There are child cares, daycares, the entire infrastructure for your kids. We have places like Flying Squirrel where you can go on the trampolines. We have a gazillion of like tree house where you can take your kids on a indoor playground. And it's not only a tree house. There is a bunch of names, guys. And when my friends are sharing with me more and more, we have South Center Leisure Place with the indoors wave pool, swimming pool, gym, all the facilities and amenities, including all the YMCA's that we have, all the programs that we have. Across the road, we have this kids' judo classes, we have MMA classes. Yeah, like guys, if you look at this standpoint in terms of amenities and everything, Calgary is so advanced. It's actually for the kids and growing your family is more advanced than I would ever imagine. There's more facilities, more amenities than I had before I came to Canada as an immigrant from Ukraine. And I thought that my city in Ukraine, and I was coming from the second largest city in Ukraine, Kharkiv, I thought that, okay, you know what, well, it's more established. It's an older country in terms of like compared to Canada, because we have churches that are literally thousands of years old in Ukraine, right? So we should have everything more established. And I was thinking Canada is not going to surprise me by no means, but it did. It did, especially Calgary. We have all the facilities and amenities for the kids. Outdoor splash grounds, like in Glenmore Reservoir. In the summer, you can take your kids to play in the water. Like, it's a freaking amazing city for your family to grow up. I would say right now, if you just don't talk about the jobs, about infrastructure, other things, but if you look from a family perspective, like, in my opinion, it's one of the best places to raise a family, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So for 2025, I would say, guys, if you look around Calgary and you start doing the research on facilities, you would be amazed how many facilities there are, playground places. Like for example, I'm taking my kids to rock climbing now as well. You are not going to believe it, guys. I was afraid of heights my entire life, and recently something has changed in me, and I'm doing rock climbing too with my kids. And it's insane, guys. So many things are available, and we have rock climbing facilities like across the Calgary everywhere. You can also go to Banff. So let's go to the next reason. The Calgary itself is located in one of the Canada's most beautiful places, like Jasper, Lake Louise, all the hiking grounds, mountain climbing areas, kayaking, skiing resorts, and all the outdoors adventures. So, like, some of the things that you would not get in every place in Canada that you would have just because of the location of Calgary. I'm not talking about the city as a Calgary by itself, but all the places around this beautiful city that makes it so attractive, guys. It's pretty crazy. It's insane what the accessibility from and the short distance driving from Calgary that you would have. So it could also relate towards your family, like raising kids or just having your own adventure activity, even road trips and campgrounds, hiking, and like kayaking and stuff like that. The nature here is just beautiful. You'll see me a lot walking around on this channel, especially in the summer. I don't like going there in the winter, but some people do snowshoeing in winter too. You will see me on this channel, a lot of these videos where I walk around in the hiking area and I talk about this too. So that's the second reason, guys. And of course, guys, another reason for Calgary is, well, it's not as cheap anymore. You see these houses behind me? Things have gone expensive, especially because when COVID started, a lot of people started working remotely and they discovered Calgary. They realized that Calgary has one of the Canada's most affordable real estate. It is still more affordable than majority of Canada, not as affordable as Saskatchewan. I don't know if you want to live in Saskatchewan, though. That's the first question you have to ask yourself. But of course, Calgary is more expensive than Saskatchewan for obvious magnitude of reasons. So real estate is still more affordable than in Toronto or Vancouver. It's still better place in terms of buying homes. And so it means that housing and rents are more affordable too. So please, first reason is, just an awesome place to raise your family, and then an awesome place to live as a second reason, for example, in proximity to other places and amenities, and everything what you want to do in life, and self-advancement, self-improvement, and stuff like that. Like yoga classes, dance schools, there are dance schools, piano, whatever, everything is here. It's some people don't realize the amount of amenities available here, and one of the top schools too here as well, and universities as well in Calgary. Now, with the location itself close to the mountains, guys, and more affordable real estate. Now let's talk about jobs, because a lot of people want to know, like, oh, you know what, I just want money. I don't give a damn about anything. I just want money. And that's one other benefit of Calgary, and one of the reasons I'm staying here is I make more money here than I was making in Ontario. I have people staying in my Airbnb right now. They came from Ontario because in Ontario they're construction guys, so they are doing framing. They do framing, and therefore, they get contracts here. So now they're doing framing here based on the contracts, and they're making very good incomes from Calgary here, from employers in this area, guys. And in Ontario, they would have to be doing an hourly job, making pennies compared to this. But I know that they're specifically working in construction. But in general, guys, in Calgary, people make more money than in Ontario or BC, in like Toronto or Vancouver, for same kind of jobs. Now, we are not talking about CEOs, and I'm sure most of us walking around the streets, guys, and you watching this channel are not CEOs. Maybe one in a million is a CEO here watching this channel. Congrats to you. You did it. You succeeded in life. But most people are doing regular jobs, just like myself, for example, and yours. Most people watching, I would guess, are regular people watching this channel. So in that way, you get to keep more money too. So you make a little bit more than in Toronto and Vancouver as well. It's more the housing is more cheaper, the amenities and everything is here. Yes. Now the finally the next reason I would say, guys, is, well, in terms of the weather, I want to say we have Chinook effect, so it doesn't really impact that. Like today's minus 25, but by Sunday it's going to be like plus 5 already. I looked at the forecast because Chinook is coming. It's a warm wind from British Columbia coming over the mountains, so that's going to be freaking amazing. Finally, let's talk a little bit about taxes and infrastructure. Another part about it is you're making more money, okay? You are spending less money on the expenses here. And on top of it, the taxes are also less in Alberta. So we pay less taxes here, guys. It's we only have GST, we don't have HST. So it wasn't a big difference when they did the tax vacation here by Liberal government trying to give us a break. It wasn't a huge difference for Alberta because in general we are not paying as much taxes. Now I'm going to say that of course a lot of Albertans are, you might find it different here. A lot of people here are conservative, even though a lot of liberals moved here over the past few years. Liberal people from guys from the east moved to Alberta. I'll tell you this, guys, a lot of them became conservative pretty much, and your views might change. So if you're just thinking, oh, I want to have like more liberal mindset, you'll be surprised. Alberta is more conservative as a province itself. Calgary is more conservative as the city itself. But it might be something good, might be something bad, but your views on politics might change here. You might become more conservative yourself. So beware of that, guys, after you move to Alberta. And also we have most of the oil supplies here in Canada. Most of the oil supplies are here in Alberta, 97% of them. And a lot of people here believe that they subsidize the east of Canada, and a lot of money that are coming from our oil manufacturer and actually going there for no reason. And we are donating money to the rest of, to the east of Canada from Alberta, from our economic output in a way. One of the reasons we don't have an HST, we just have GST because we have a more than enough ample amount of resources and essentially pretty powerful. Potentially, we could probably potentially be one of the most powerful economies within Canada because of our energetical potential. Alberta beef, Alberta oil. We have industries such as essentially, guys, we have IT industry that's growing, AI data centers that are going to be popping up soon, and it's a beautiful place to be in, guys. Now, I don't want to be saying anything bad of the rest of Canada. I'm just giving you a little bit of overview of how it feels to be in Alberta. But besides that, people here are very friendly, super nice, and it's also a safer place. Things that are going on in Ontario, things that you listen on the news, some breaking entries and stuff like that, are far less likely to happen here in Alberta, and it's overall a safer place and my favorite place. So please, guys, if you watch this video, all of you guys, and you decide to move here, I would say don't do that. Don't move to Alberta, because the more people are here, the housing would get more expensive, the jobs would get more competitive, and stuff like that. But if you do move here, guys, and you see me on the street, and you drive by, you see my face on the car. I have literally my face all over the car, because I work as a realtor with eXp Realty here in Calgary, Alberta. I buy people properties now, and that's not why I started this channel. Some people are like, oh, you started this channel because of that. I started this channel 7 years ago to help people learn about this beautiful place. And now I joined real estate about almost 4 years ago because that's something that I love. That's all it is. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Don't forget to honk when you drive by and say hi to your guy Igor. And we'll see you in Alberta. If you moved here because of my video, don't forget to if you see me anywhere on the street, don't be really surprised, because some people do get really surprised to see me, as if they thought I'm not a real person because I'm on YouTube. I'm literally right now What is today, guys? Tuesday, 2 something p.m. Walking on the street, recording myself in Canyon Meadows community in Calgary. And just like yourself, guys. The only difference is that I just recorded, posted on YouTube. It's funny when you meet somebody from YouTube in real life, but I'm sure it might happen. And I might meet you one day, so don't be surprised. I'm just like you, not any different person in any way. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.